Right now, as you're watching this video, you're likely sitting down at the moment. Maybe you're on the couch, in your car seat, or at your work desk. But the hidden truth that nobody ever tells you is that with every single minute that passes while you sit on your chair, it is actually acting like a clamp, slowly cutting off vital blood flow to the most vital part of a man's entire body. Have you noticed that those powerful morning signs of vibrant masculinity you used to wake up with every day have disappeared for a while now? Or do you feel that in crucial moments, your physical body isn't supporting you the way it truly should? Most men think this simply means they're getting old. They believe it's just a natural, inevitable part of life. But I'm here today as someone who has worked for years in men's health to tell you that's absolutely not the case. This isn't just a natural part of aging, it's actually muscle suffocation caused by the specific way you sit. At the very end of this video, I'll teach you a unique and highly effective corrective technique that only takes 60 seconds. And honestly, when I first heard about it, I was just as completely skeptical as you might be right now. I thought to myself, how could a simple shift in how you sit possibly actually produce such miraculous results? If you want to know how to turn your potentially deadly office chair into a highly effective and powerful tool, please stay here with me until the very last second. Without any delay or wasting time, let's get straight to the point. But before we get into the details of working with your body's posture, I want us to take a moment together. Right now, without changing your current sitting position, just pay close attention. Can you feel exactly where your body weight is centered at this moment? Do you perhaps feel like your legs are starting to get a bit cold or even slightly numb? In the next section, we're going to examine 5 terrible things that happen to your body when you sit. The first one is the backward rotation of the pelvis. When you slouch on a regular chair, your pelvis rotates backward. This is the worst possible situation. Why? Because in this position, the pelvic floor muscles, which are responsible for trapping blood in the relevant organ, become completely inactive. These muscles act like a pump. When the pelvis rotates backward, the pump shuts off, the muscles relax, and over time, they atrophy. Muscles that are not being used will start losing their ability to hold themselves together. The second issue is the suppression of the perineal nerve network. The perineum is the area between the testicles and the anus. Beneath this thin skin, there's a highway of sensitive nerves. Constantly sitting on a hard surface blocks this highway. Blood supply to the prostate decreases and the nerves responsible for sending readiness signals to the brain become numb. This is when a person feels like the connection between their mind and that part of a man's body is lost. It's as if no matter what the brain commands, the lower body just doesn't respond at all. The third problem is the shortening of the hip flexors. These are the muscles that connect the thigh to the pelvis. When sitting, they are always contracted and shortened. If you sit down for 8 hours every day, these muscles actually become physically shorter. Now, when you rise to a full standing position, these tightened and shortened muscle groups pull the pelvis downward and forward, putting a significant amount of additional pressure on the main blood vessels that pass through the delicate groin. This means that even when you're standing, your blood flow is still disrupted because of previous periods of sitting. But the fourth problem it causes is the complete shutdown of the core. Sitting causes the abdominal muscles and lower back muscles to become completely relaxed. When the core is no longer active, pelvic stability is also completely compromised. The body structure that should support male functions becomes increasingly weak, fragile, and unstable. It's like a building whose pillars have slowly rotted away and can no longer withstand the heavy pressure they're supposed to. But the last problem is impaired venous return. This is very important. Prolonged sitting slows down blood flow in the legs. Blood begins to pool in the legs and has significant difficulty returning upward toward the pelvic area. This state of poor circulation means less oxygen reaches the tissues, and less oxygen means tissues gradually lose their normal functionality. Now that we understand how serious the problem is, you might ask, so what's the solution? Should we work standing up? No. The solution lies in a strategic shift right on the same chair you're sitting on right now. In the next section, I'll teach you step by step the edge sitting technique so you can reverse all this disaster in just 60 seconds. Now we get to the practical part. Please, if you can, try this exercise right now. This technique specifically has 3 main steps: positioning, movement, and contraction. The first step is simply sitting on the very edge. The biggest mistake men make is sitting at the back of the chair. I want you to move yourself forward all the way to the edge of the chair. Key, so that only half of your bottom is on the chair and the other half is hanging in the air. Spread your legs out to shoulder width apart and place your feet firmly on the ground. Keep your back completely straight. In this position, your pelvis can no longer tilt backward. Unconsciously, you will find yourself in a position where the pressure is being lifted away from the perineum. This is the very first step to opening up the blood flow pathway. The second stage involves the pelvic rocking motion. Now that you are sitting right on the edge, I want you to begin to move your pelvis forward like a cradle. It is almost as if you are trying to gently tilt your navel forward. In this position, the curve in your lower back increases slightly and your testicles are freed. This movement causes the pelvic floor muscles, which have been dormant for years, to stretch a bit and get ready for activity. The third step is targeted contraction. This part is the most crucial section. While tilting your pelvis forward, imagine you are stopping your flow of urine midstream. Firmly contract and tighten those specific internal muscles with all your strength. As you do this, you should clearly feel the base of your penis being pulled upward and inward toward your body. Hold this position for 3 seconds. Now return your pelvis to its normal position and completely relax for 2 seconds. You need to repeat this cycle 15 times. Slowly move forward and firmly squeeze for 3 seconds. Then slowly return and relax for 2 seconds. This entire process takes exactly no more than 60 seconds. So why exactly does this process work so effectively? When you sit on the edge and slowly tilt your pelvis forward into position, you create the necessary anatomical space for increased blood flow. When you contract, you're essentially pumping blood forcefully into the tissues like a highly efficient manual hydraulic pump. This works like a localized exercise for your blood vessels, sending a clear signal to your brain that this area is still active, reminding it not to forget about this vital area. But you might think it's just 60 seconds. Yes, but the real magic is in the daily repetition. Moving forward into the next section, I'll tell you what other things happen in your body on days 3, 7, and 14 that you might find unbelievable. Day 1 to 3. During these first few days, you might just feel some mild fatigue in your pelvic muscles. That's actually a very positive and encouraging sign. It means muscles that have been paralyzed for years are waking up. You might also feel a bit more warmth in that area, which is caused by increased blood flow. Day 3 to 5. This is where the very first initial signs start to demonstrate their incredible magic. Most men begin to report that their morning signs of strength start to return, though still quite mildly. In other words, erections are gradually waking up. This means the nervous system is reconnecting again. In the second week, your body's responses become faster. You no longer need to force your body into action. Your body now reacts eagerly on its own, and your confidence clearly increases as well. But from the third week onward, your pelvic floor muscles become much stronger, and now, even when you're just sitting normally, your body knows exactly how to protect itself. Your endurance increases, and the quality of your life is completely and beautifully transformed. Remember, in the first part I said there was a secret. The secret is that there's actually nothing wrong with your body. It's just been switched off. With these 60 seconds, you're pressing the start button again. I hope this video has truly been helpful for you. Be sure to do these exercises for yourself, although these exercises are also an effective form of Kegel workout. Like the video and send it to your friends who definitely need it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to watch the next videos as well.